Welcome to your home tutorials, and you're watching lesson 2 of SQL for Beginners tutorials. In this lesson we will learn how to create a simple table in Microsoft SQL Server. So let's get started. Syntax for creating a table is it table name parenthesis started, and then field 1 data type, field 2 data type, up to field n. So n number of fields can be added to a table. Suppose we want to add employee name, employee ID, employee phone number, so we can give as many fields as we can and then specify the data type. So what is a data type here? Data types tells us what type of value a field is going to store. So if I write create table name emp id, and then put it maybe integer. If I want to store integral values in it, like 1 2 3 4, I give the data type as integer, int. Or if I want it to be like some alphanumeric, I can give it varchar or char. So if if I want to store a date, I can use date times data type. I have list of few data types here. These are the very few one. We have lot of big list of these data types, which we can search from mstn.microsoft.com for Microsoft SQL Server, or we can Google it. It is available everywhere. So these are the few basics one, like varchar and varchar. Varchar and char all are used to store the character values. The difference between varchar and nvarchar is basically that nvarchar can store both Unicode and the non-Unicode characters, while varchar cannot store non-Unicode characters. It can only store Unicode characters. So nvarchar gives us big area to store the database. Integer is used to save integer values. Decimal is used to store the decimal values or the numeric values, like 1.23 or 10.26. So we have an option for decimal as well. Integer can only store whole numbers. Like decimal, we have other options like numeric. So we can store numeric as well. Numeric and decimal are just two words for the same thing. No, there is no difference between decimal and numeric. Some use numeric, some use decimal. So both have same thing. So they store the decimal values like 2.46, 10.46, and so on. Date time, so both date and time. Supposedly we want to store the we want to store the employee login time, so login date and time, so it will record both date and time together in the field. And simple date will only store the date. For example, we want the joining date of an employee, we can use date. And supposedly for any action we just need a time, we just don't need a date, then we can use only time field. And there are so many like that. So I'll quickly log into my server and will show you how to create a database and a table practically. So let me switch to my database. Now I'm here in my virtual machine in my SQL server, and now we will see how to create a simple table using transact SQL. So let's write a query. As in earlier video, we have created a database with name employee. So we'll create a table in employee named, say, employee basic data, or we'll say it employee only. We'll create an table with name emp. So let's create a table emp in database. In database employee. So we'll click use employee F5, or we can change it from here. So use employee and then write a table, create table name oops, sorry, give the table name here, and then parenthesis, and I'll give employee emp underscore id. I'll give it integer, then first name, I'll say first name, and the data type I would like to give, sorry, there should not be a space, first name, and I'll give it nvarchar, suppose 50. It will take 50 characters. It can take value up to 50 characters. So, and then last name I will say, and we'll give it nvarchar again, and let's say 60 this time, and then I'll take address nvarchar and give it 100. It can, so that it can take 100 characters. And then suppose we take phone number, and varchar, I'll say 13. And why it's nvarchar? Because I want to store the code like plus sign on as well. So I'll take 13 characters, and it can only take 13 characters. And then I may have a salary out here with I'll say a decimal or numeric. Both are the same thing. I will take numeric, 10 digits before the decimal point and 2 digits after the decimal points. And then I'll just click on run, execute, or F5. So commands completed successfully. I'll just click on employee database here and click on refresh button, and let's see if we have a table name amp. Yes, it is created out here under the table employee. So this is the simplest table we can create. We have another we usually have primary keys and foreign keys associated with that table, which we will learn in my next lesson. For now, this is the simple syntax of creating a simple table which do not have any key, but we should have a primary key. We should have tables with the primary key, because we have to relate the tables with other tables. That is the main concept of a relational database management system given by Dr. E.F. Codd. So this was the transact SQL for creating a table. As I told you that we have GUI features available in Microsoft SQL Server, which are much easier than writing a script. But writing a script a better way in large environments where we might need to create multiple tables. So we will just create one script, copy it, change the table name, and so on. It's handy for similar kind of tables. So let me drop this table now, or let me show you on the columns which are created. In the columns, I'll just drag this a bit, and employee ID int null. I will tell you in my next chapter what is null. For now, just concentrate that we have a few columns like emp id of fields, employee ID, emp underscore id, first underscore name, which can take 50 characters, last name, which can take 60 characters, address, which can take up to 100 characters, phone number is nvarchar2 with which can take only 13 characters, and salary is numeric, which can take 10 digits before the decimal points and 2 digits after the decimal points. So I'm dropping this to show you the table, to create a emp table again using GUI feature of Microsoft SQL Server. So I'll drop table. So whether to delete a table, we need to use drop command, drop table emp, and press F5. Commands completed successfully. So I have to refresh it again. I'll click on table and refresh, and I don't have any table now. So now let's create a table using our GUI. I need to select a table under the database where we want to create a table. So this is employee, and under this employee I'll just collapse it and then yes, expand. There's tables, and I'll right click on tables, new table, and I'll start typing like field names or column names, emp_id. I can select now data type from drop down, so I don't have to remember the my say data type. So as I said, we have too many data types, so I'm taking it let's say varchar or varchar, not 50. I don't want to waste my space. I want only 16 digits ID, or we can take it integer as well. What is the need of the company? It depends. Allow nulls. I'm not allowing nulls, and as I said, we will talk about this in my next lesson. So let's concentrate on creating the columns in this chapter. Emp ID, I'll say first underscore name, and varchar. I'll keep it, and I'll go to last underscore name and varchar, and then I'll say phone number, and I'll say varchar, and 13, and then say address. Again I'm taking varchar and taking it let's say 100, and then salary, no, Marek, and I'll take it 18, and I'll take it up to 2 decimal points. So that's it, and now I click on save here, just here, save, and I'll give the table name. I'll give it emp. Okay, so now my table is created. I just need to select table here and click on refresh button, or alternatively we can right click on table and refresh. So this is emp table created again with using GUI feature of Microsoft SQL Server. So here are my columns again. So this is how we can create a simple table using GUI and using a transact SQL. So I hope you understand how to create a table, you understand the syntax, and we will discuss creating table in details in my next chapter. So thank you for watching this video, and if you like this, click on like button and subscribe button. So please don't forget, if you like this, like and subscribe button, so that you can watch my other videos in this tutorial, SQL for Business tutorials. Thank you very much, and don't forget to click on subscribe button. Thank you.